Good evening, folks. Look, it's a bit of a mixed bag today. Obviously, we had three winners. The one Galway horse that we napped up, Princess Zoe at 9-2, and two short price favourites over in Punchestown. But when you look at it that way, you have to say three winners out of 8 races, so it's a 37.5% strike rate. So I know we didn't I suppose take any profit away today, but at least we're still in some sort of form to be able to land a few winners. But we're going to keep on with Punchestown now tomorrow. First race in the 1:15, we're going to go with Red Jury, currently trading around 6-4. This race here is a very poor standard. Red Jury showed plenty of promise in bumpers all over last year and the year before. If I'm not mistaken, the year before, I think he might have been knocking around some part of the latter stages. But it looks to be a nice opening. Sean Flanagan on board for the Noel Mead yard. Both Sean and Noel are in, I suppose, some bit of form anyway. So that's always a positive. And Red Jury really should, I suppose, kick things off with a fairly easy win. Now, moving on to the 1:45, we're going to go in another favour. We're going to go Willie Mullins this time. We're going to go Retour, currently trading around 4-5. Again, it's a poor enough race. The two Mullins mares set the standard. Obviously, Getaway Gorgeous at 10-3 is, I suppose, a nicer price. But fact of the matter is, Getaway Gorgeous wants an absolute mudbat. This Retour, it didn't handle soft last time out. The rain has, I suppose, stayed away for most of the day, and the ground is drying out. So worst case scenario, it meets yielding ground, and as we all know, it's absolutely lethal on yielding. And obviously with Paul Townend coming back, I didn't know what the story was with Paul, but I was delighted to be informed that he was serving a bit of a suspension, so I'm glad to see him back. And I think it's going to get him off to a fairly easy winner now tomorrow as well. 2:15. We're going to go with an each way shout here. We're going to go with Where Are You Now, currently trading around 5-1. Obviously this favourite here, Dara O'Keefe, takes a ride, and as you all know, I'm fairly pally with Dara. He was obviously a guest on the podcast, and I'm always wishing him luck and all this sort of crack. But Dara O'Keefe rides the favourite. We're going against the favourite here. Personally speaking, I think that it's a little bit exposed now, and I suppose it's a bit too short of a price for me to take or to be getting involved in it, really. It's worth taking on. This Where Are You Now, 5-1. It was at a very promising, I suppose, seasonal debut to open up the windpipes when it was fourth. It's weighed out fairly nicely. It's weighed out to challenge, definitely for the places anyway, if not to challenge for the win. Look at Sean Flanagan on board again. Sean, like I said before, is in top form. And it could, I suppose, prove a bit of a shock, but the favourite is in top form. But I just think the handicappers just caught up in it now at this stage. Now moving on to the 2:45, we're going to go with Arthur's Baby, currently trading around 10-3. This is going to be the next best selection of the day. Excluding the last run, Arthur's Baby has been an absolute revelation. From the Michael McNiff yard, who has been, like the horse itself, an absolute revelation this year. It's progressing nicely. It was just left a little bit too much to do the last time out. Philip Enright takes the right here. Philip will know exactly how to get this horse home and get this horse going at the right time. Really and truly, at the end of the day, if it progresses even half the amount that it progressed, I suppose, since the last run, like, don't get me wrong, it was a great run itself. It made, I suppose, in around 25 to 30 lengths in the space of a couple of furlongs, really, at the end of the day. So when you're looking at it that way, the horse is in absolutely flying form and there should be no stopping it at all. But it's a matter of just getting it going at the right time. Philip Enright is well capable of doing that, and I definitely think that this horse is going to be very, very hard to beat again. Now, moving on to the 320. Get Rich or Die Playing. Currently trading around 11 to 8. Like Paul Townend making his, I suppose, comeback after a suspension. Jack Kennedy is making his comeback now tomorrow after a very bad injury around the, if I'm not mistaken, the Christmas or February period. I might be totally wrong there now, but he's definitely been sidelined for a long time. It's great to see him back on the track and back on the saddle again. Yeah, what can I say about this one? Second two times ago. Well, second for the last twice actually to correct myself there. But its debut run was in air, and I can't actually remember where the last time it ran, but it was second twice, over 2 runs. It's bred to, I suppose, relish a good stern, I suppose, stamina test is the best way to put it. It's getting that now tomorrow, 2 miles 7 furlongs, just short of 3 miles. Really and truly, if this horse shows the same potential that it has done so in the bumpers, it'll be very, very hard to beat. And I expect to see Gordon Elliott having this horse well primed for Jack Kennedy's debut ride for a long time again. 11 to 8. It's short, but it's understandable why it's so short. It's Jack Kennedy's return ride for a long time. So I hope to see it going on to triumph, but obviously it's going to put in a very, very good effort. Now the 350. We're going to nap this horse now. We're going to go with Tracy's Enniscorthy, currently trading around 7 to 2. One of the best price horses of the day, and I am confident that this horse is going to go on to do some very, very exceptional things. All you have to do is look at the form book. 1, 1, 1, 1, and I think it was 2. It might be another 1 or another 2 after another 1 and then a 2, but it's just been an absolute revelation over the last year. It's coming back now in his seasonal debut. Goes well fresh, so I've no real worry at all whatsoever. If I'm not mistaken, it's around £11 wrong in the handicap, but that is turned around with Oakley Brown taking £7 off. Oakley is a brilliant rider. He's very, very much value for his claim. I don't think there's a yard in the country that would turn Oakley down if they had a horse that needed some very good handicapping and needed £7 off his back. But this Tracy's Enniscorthy, keep an eye on her, folks. She is going to, I presume, is going to be very, very special. Another interesting fact as well, the course form. Obviously, horses for courses at the end of the day. It's ran 3 times over, if I'm not mistaken, course and distance. It's definitely ran 3 times in the course anyway. It's won twice and placed once. So when you look at it that way, a 66% win rate and a 100% place rate. This horse will absolutely love Punchestown tomorrow. If it drifts out, by all means go each way. It looks to be a fairly safe bet. But yes, 7 to 2, it's a crazy price for a horse that has proven itself around Punchestown, and Punchestown is a bit of a tricky track at the best of times as well. And when you have a horse that can go in Punchestown, it's always an added bonus at the end of the day. Now the 420, we're going to go with Lan, currently trading around even money. It's a tough bumper, this one. It's hard to make out what is the best, I suppose, value for money at the end of the day. This Lan was a bit of a disappointment, if I must say so myself, on its debut. It just didn't really run to any bit of credit whatsoever. Its next run out was in Kilbegon, if I'm not mistaken, where it fairly hacked up very, very handy. Now it is meeting, I suppose, more difficult competition now tomorrow. But look at Gordon Elliott is in the form of his life. I have to tip my hat to him. He's just there today, and like since the, I suppose, season resumed. I know at the start of the year it was few and far between the winners were coming, but he is starting to fire on all cylinders now, and yeah, it looks definitely like this land is going to be, I suppose, well respected, and for a yard that's starting to become very much known as a bumper yard more so than or a bumper specialist yard more so than anything else. They're flying home with the bumpers like recently. So yeah, look at Glan even money. If you stick €10 down, you get 20 back. You can't really, I suppose, deny value for that. It's double your money. Now 450. We're going to go with Small Bad Bob, currently trading around 15 to 8. Again, another bumper. I'm not the biggest fan of bumpers to be quite honest, unless there looks to be something really high class in it. It looks to be a fairly ordinary bumper here now again today. This one is interesting though. It finished second on its last run in Maiden Hurdle Company. It was 66 to 1 that day, and yeah, it looked, I suppose, how would you say it? It looks like the winner is going to be a fairly nice prospect. Like, it wouldn't be superstar material, but it definitely looks to be a nice prospect, and it definitely looks like it's going to go on and win plenty of races in its time. But look at the fact that it's going back into bumper company here. An awful lot of these bumper horses are going to be very highly strung. They're going to be very green, and they're going to be very inexperienced. This one here has the experience. I wouldn't be surprised if this one went off at a good nick and was very hard caught. 15 to 8 is a lovely price. But look at, that's it for me. Hopefully tomorrow is going to be an awful lot better than today. If we can get a few winners with those sort of prices, if we get, like, even if we got 3 winners at 2 to 1, 15 to 8 prices, it's always a nice little bonus. And yeah, definitely Tracy's Enniscorthy Napa today 7 to 2. If this one comes in, it's going to be a very nice price. Like I said, if it drifts out to an each way price, 4 to 1, 5 to 1 or more, definitely well worth an each way in my opinion. But look at, it's hard to know. I can't see it being bet, but you'd have to question it as well at the same time. Look at, I'm going to leave it there. Make sure to check out the World of Sport website, www.theworldofsport.co.uk. I'll have an article up there either later on tonight or in the morning, explaining more, I suppose, in depth about my choices, and like really and truly at the end of the day, what I think is, I suppose, the best value of the day really. And yeah, look at, make sure to keep liking, sharing, subscribing. It's always great to see something grow, and the YouTube is starting to grow now. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing and keep getting the Peaky blogger out there. But look at, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much.